Here with the Rob and Holly Show on Audacy Country. We're here at Hard Rock in Nashville with Morgan Evans. What's happening?
G'day.
It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you guys.
So we were talking just before we started about the first time and only time you've golfed.
Yeah.
Because golf is so big here in Nashville.
Yeah. Well, we were just talking off air and you got pulled onto this course that you felt a little uncomfortable at.
So I golfed at it was a private course in LA, and a friend of mine who had worked with some PGA people got us onto this course, and I was like, I don't belong here.
It was fancy. It looked fancy.
I was hacking it up all over the place. But I thought that it seems like it's a requirement if you're an artist in Nashville to golf, because every time, you get some downtime, you see everyone on the golf course. So is that something that you do or no?
Not me. No.
No?
There's some country music artists are like very talented golfers. I'm not one of those.
But you said you golfed at was it Augusta National?
Yeah.
Like, how does this happen?
Yeah. So I got a call on a Tuesday last November, and they just said, "What are you doing tomorrow and tomorrow night?"
Okay.
Someone got sick and they had to pull out, and they needed someone else to jump on this charity show. It was a great charity, and I liked the crew of people that were going down. They're like, "Be at the airport at 3 p.m. with your golf clubs and your guitar."
Do you have golf clubs?
I do not own golf clubs.
Wait, so what do you end up doing?
Well, I took my guitar and then I called my drummer, who's a very handy golfer, and I was like, "Dude, what clothes do I need?" And so I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and bought a golf shirt and golf shoes and made my way to the airport. And the very next morning, I teed off at Augusta National. It's just so ridiculous. I know this is a story that's going to piss off golfers all over the world. I'm sorry. So I had a caddy and I had these whatever golf clubs that they gave me to play with.
Oh, good.
And
yeah.
I think I might hold the record at Augusta for the most shots played in a round. Yeah.
Oh my God. That had to have been pretty.
It was pretty terrible.
Intimidating, right?
Yes. Yeah, we talked about this. So the first hole, right?
Yeah.
At Augusta, the clubhouse is there. And I mean, these two fellas that were members that took us out were just awesome dudes. And the other guys we were out with were awesome dudes too, but still, you're just like, oh no, don't shank it, don't shank it, don't shank it, shank.
Really? But you tell them before, hey, listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so they knew it was coming a little bit.
Yeah. And it's golf, right? So you end up hitting some good shots.
Well, you had your guitar.
Yeah.
So at least, if you're golfing really bad, you can just go, look, let me do what I know how to do. And then you...
Yeah. You're like, I'm not good at this, but I'm really good at this over here. Yeah, you make up for it.
No, it was going right. By the end, it felt pretty good, but it was a funny day.
Is there a sport that you feel like you're pretty good at?
Yeah, I grew up playing rugby, tennis, and surfing. So
Surfing's
pretty handy at those three things.
Yeah.
I would love. So we were just talking with some friends about bucket list trips. If we were to go out of the country, where are we going to go?
Yeah.
And my number one on the list is Australia. I've never been there.
Is it?
It's an 18-hour flight.
From where you guys are, maybe, maybe a bit more. Actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long flight, so it's more difficult, obviously, we think, to get there.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a lot of Americans that haven't been, they see that flight length and get sort of intimidated by it. But I took my whole band and crew down there for the tour we did in October.
Yeah.
And none of them had been before, and they were all buying these weird pillows that you blow up and you can sleep on like this and getting stressed out about it. And we all landed in Sydney and they were like, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. So there you go.
So
Tourism Australia, no worries.
Is the surfing, is it what's that movie where he's like, just pop up? Just pop up. Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Is that it?
Oh, yeah, that's Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yeah.
He's giving surfing lesson. Is it?
I guess so.
What's your best tip for someone who's never surfed before?
Don't surf in Australia because the waves are too big. Because it gets too
But I will say, the day you choose to go out and the spot you choose to go out will make the most difference.
Okay.
If you go out and get smashed, you'll have a terrible time and not want to go back.
Okay.
So be with someone that takes you out in the right spot.
Yeah, because I went with my friend in Hawaii, and she was like, "We cannot go out today. We will die." And I was like, "It looks great." And she was like, "No, it's gnarly. We cannot do it."
Yeah, I would listen to your friend.
We did. We did. I was like, "Okay, we'll just watch the waves." Yeah.
Good. So let's talk about music. New song.
Yeah.
Over for You.
Yep.
Man, I think this is just a song that will hit anybody pretty hard. Anyone who hears the song, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I think we all felt that when we saw the first video of you performing it live. Did you feel like that was going to happen when you performed that, or you were just like, I need to kind of get this music out and get this off my chest?
It was more that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hadn't shown anyone the song at that point.
Really? You're just I think I'm just going to play this.
I wrote it the week before, And we landed in Australia on the weekend, and then I think whatever night this was, the following weekend when we played that, and I walked over the piano. It was the biggest show I've played in my career, actually. We headlined this festival that I grew up playing, and I went over to play another song on the piano and just decided to play Over For You instead the first time. And it was good. It was like the whole writing process of that song and performing that was a very cathartic process for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And when I woke up the next morning, like I'd seen, you know, a bunch of radio stations that got the video from TikTok and it had been shared a bunch of times or whatever. And it just kind of took on a life of its own for other people after that, which has been kind of a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Is it difficult now to keep playing that song? Have you played it live since? I don't know if you've played it live since.
Well, we haven't really started touring this year. So I haven't really
don't know
played it
like what
year.
other opportunities you've had since then.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was super heavy at the time, but I will say it's nice to be able to now like look back and, you know, if I'm tagged in those videos now and then look back and see that as a different time, which is nice. And as a songwriter, I'm super proud of the song. I mean, I still get like, the best thing I could say about that song and the way that it's connected with people is that my social media and my direct messages and stuff like that have gone from things like, hey man, we love the show, or when are you coming to Chicago, or whatever, to, hey man, thank you for writing this song. This helped me get through this, or you put into words exactly what I was feeling, or you took me back to that time. And it just feels like super real connection that I'm having with people going through, you know, it's one of the toughest times you can go through.
I was saying that I wish that song would have been out when I had like certain boyfriends that I had broken up with, because I would be driving around and I imagine it'd be like, oh, Morgan's got 10,000 streams. It's all Holly Hutton because she's just driving around singing that song. Because that's like what girls do. Like when we have the song that was getting us through, you just play it over and over and over and over again. So yeah, it's such a great song. I'm so glad you wrote it.
I appreciate that.
Do you feel like you are more vulnerable now, or it's easier for you to be more vulnerable since you put that song out and you're like, okay, this is probably the hardest thing to do.
Right.
And now once you've done it, you can do more of it.
I think so. Just in the way of, I'll take that in a songwriter kind of way, because I haven't played the shows or really done very many interviews yet. This is kind of one of my first times talking about it, so I don't know. Hopefully I don't say anything ridiculous, but just like songwriting has changed a little bit for me, because that day it was the only song I wrote during like that 4-month period, and I just remember sitting in the corner being like, I'm going to be useless unless I just tell you what's going on. And we just wrote what was going on. So I feel like that's something I aspire to now. I feel like just to be as honest as possible in music, which sounds like a cliche and you've heard it a million times, but it's one thing to sort of academically understand it, and it's another thing to actually feel it. And so it's different every day, but I feel like that's something I aspire to as a writer, at least at this point in my career, yeah.
Well, it is an incredible song, and it's obvious that it's connecting with so many people, so we thank you for writing it as well.
Thanks, man.
And playing it, because sometimes you can just hold those things and never let it see the light of day. I think Vince Gill did that with a song for a while.
Right.
He wrote the one about his mom, and like he said, he held on to it forever until he could finally play it, so.
Well, that's another thing I'm grateful that I played it early, because if I'd left it and had time to think about it, I 100% would have overthought it and
really?
not put it out. Yeah. So, there's a lesson in that somewhere too, I guess.
Sometimes not thinking works out.
I do that all the time. I do a lot of not thinking. It works out all the time.
Just like in golf, you think too hard about your swing and then you screw it up.
Yeah, exactly.
So I actually think we're gonna maybe get to hear the song. What do you think?
Will you play it for us?
I'll play it for you.
I see that you brought a guitar. So.
I did. I actually haven't played it on guitar yet, so this will be the first time. Yeah.
Thank you.
I usually play it on piano, but
yeah. All right. Well, let's see how it goes.
We have a Morgan Evans exclusive here at the Hard Rock in Nashville.
Love it. Hey, I'm Morgan Evans, and this is my new song, Over For You.
How long have you been waiting to take our pictures down? How long have you been breaking? Why am I just finding out? It kills me to know you were drifting alone, and you don't have to stay, no. But can I say before I go, I would have searched the whole world over for a flight through the night to be that shoulder for you. And I would've let go if you wanted me to. How many times did you say you loved me when it wasn't true? I'm just wondering, how long has it been over for you? What do you tell your parents? What do you tell yourself? Was it something I was missing? Or is there someone else? It kills me to know this house ain't a home. You don't wanna stay, no. What can I say before I go? I would've searched the whole world over for you. Took a flight through the night to be that shoulder for you. And I would've let go if you wanted me to. How many times did you say you loved me when it wasn't true? I'm just wondering, how long has it been over for you? How long, 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 how long? Maybe someday I'll be okay, but right now I don't know. You used to tell me everything, and that's what hurts the most. It would be easier if I hated you, but I still miss the person that I thought I knew. And I would've let go if you wanted me to. How many times did you say you loved me when it wasn't true? I'm just wondering, how long has it been over? I'm still wondering, how long has it been over for